Harry and Meghan's fake royal tour, which is far worse than I could have feared. It has been a catastrophe.
Meghan saying that she was the most trolled person in the world. Every day for 10 years, she was bullied online. Then come off Twitter, close the laptop. Like, it's that simple.
They're a pair of ghouls. I think Harry's having a full nervous breakdown. The truth about Meghan is...
Hello and welcome to the Daily Expresso. I'm JJ Anisiobi and this is Mark Dolan. Oi, oi.
Good to see you, JJ.
No tie today, sir.
No, the reason why is it's been taken off me because my mood is so dark at the moment as a result of Harry and Meghan's fake royal tour, which is far worse than I could have feared. So I will tell you that Mrs. Dolan has removed sharp objects from the house. I honestly thought that the trip wouldn't go well. It has been a catastrophe.
Has it?
Oh my goodness, it's been so bad. So what they're trying to do on this trip is convince us that they are humanitarians, that he's Nelson Mandela, she's Mother Teresa. I'm afraid not. It's more Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin, if we're looking for public figures. In fact, I would argue, and I feel so sorry for the people of Australia, and we've got lots of Australians that now watch the Daily Expresso, which isn't that just amazing? Right, we're
Fantastic.
so global, and you see it in all the comments. And
Yeah.
The bottom line is, I feel sorry for the people of Australia. Not only are they shouldering part of the cost of these two grifters turning up, but they're being treated. And this was a quote from one particular political figure saying, "We feel like a cash machine for the Sussexes, like an ATM." Trying to have us believe that they're humanitarians, that they're philanthropists, meanwhile, obviously trying to pocket cash as well. The messaging of this has been a disaster. And of course, the Sussexes have used this opportunity, each of them, both Harry and Meghan, to tell the world how terrible their lives are.
Yeah, so Meghan saying that she was the most trolled person in the world, that every day for 10 years she was bullied online. Now, I think, and I've said this to some of our celebrity friends, for example, who I will not name, but they've complained to me and said, "Oh, it's horrible on Twitter. All I get is abuse, blah, blah." And I say to them, then come off Twitter.
Correct.
Yeah, come off Twitter then. No one's forcing you to be online. So if Meghan's saying that she was bullied every day online, close the laptop. Like, it's that simple. I don't. And what annoyed me slightly about it is that she's walking around with some Aboriginal people, the Aborigines of Australia, the natives to that country, who have been oppressed and have been more than bullied. But Meghan, the Duchess, living in a bloody mansion, is saying how horrible her life has been for the last 10 years. I'm sorry. She lost me at that point.
You absolutely couldn't be more right about that. You look at the indigenous populations of Australia. I think they were a tiny bit trolled.
Yeah.
by an incoming population.
Yeah.
Who upended their lives, murdered them, and
Yeah.
appropriated their land. But no. Meghan's the victim because we talk about her on the Daily Expresso. What she's doing, there's a few things to say. She calls herself the most trolled person on the planet. Well, first of all, she's turning into Donald Trump, isn't she, with her superlatives? And the most trolled. I'm number one trolled. There's never been anyone so trolled. It's actually a humble brag. It's ego. It's actually another example of her narcissism, is to say, I am the number one most hated person. She's wearing it like a badge. And there's a few things to say. First of all, this is the classic technique of somebody that is a controlling narcissistic personality type, in my opinion. Because with these sorts of people, when they abuse you and treat you horribly and gaslight you and belittle you, then when you call it out and say, hey, please stop belittling me and controlling me and gaslighting me, they say, oh, you know, you're attacking me now. They flip it. So it's the victimhood of the controlling narcissistic personality type, where the minute you call it out, then they are the victim. Crocodile tears. Meghan is not the most trolled person in the world. Meghan is the world's biggest troll. She's trolling us. She's trolling the British people by saying that our institutions are evil, the monarchy's horrible, and it was awful when she was a frontline serving royal. She's trolling the British media, who are apparently riven with racism. She's trolling her father, who fought for his life in a Philippines hospital, and she has to gaslight him and say, "Oh, I've been trying to get his number, but the Daily Mail won't give it to me." I mean, are we stupid? Am I living in another parallel universe? She trolled Piers Morgan, a guy that welcomed her into the UK media scene and gave her great contacts. She meets Harry, and then bang, she ghosts him. Then it gets worse. She organises and arranges for him to be fired from his job as a breakfast TV host by writing to the boss of ITV after he responded to the Oprah interview in which he said, "I don't believe a word this woman says," which he was right to say. He lost his job. She's the world's biggest troll. She's trolling us. And I think it's amazing that you're not allowed to criticise her. Now, the other thing is that they're in the public domain. And so if you're going to endlessly post stuff on Instagram, if you're going to have books about the most inner private aspects of your life, which is spare, if you're going to have a documentary called Harry and Meghan in which, you know, you talk non-stop about the family, you know, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, completely right there. You hit the nail on the head. They live in there. They wanted to protect their privacy and control their narrative. Fine. But you're right. If you put out a book, you do a TV show, you go and do public speaking events. Once you put stuff out in the public have a right to say whatever they want.
Well, definitely. And also, what is trolling? I mean, is trolling reacting to the behavior of someone? I mean, that's not trolling at all, is it? So, for example, on this trip, which has been carefully choreographed and stage managed to make it look like they're good people and that they care about inequality and poverty in the world and that they care about Australia. They've never thought about Australia before. I don't think Meghan has ever said the word Australia.
Yeah.
I think before she left, she's like, "Honey, how do you say that word? Is it Australia? How's it? Australia? Oostry boosty? What's it called? They have kangaroos, don't they? What's a kangaroo, honey?" And so, honestly, this is so rude. And I feel sorry. I think the Australians, I think they feel used. The couple are so unwelcome there. I mean, the crowds are dwindling. This is the complete opposite of 2018, when they were quite welcome because they were freshly in love and the Australian people hadn't got to know Meghan yet. Everyone loves Meghan until they get to know her. She's amazing when you don't know her. She's like my favourite person before you hear her speak. And look at that fake smile. They are so, it's going down so badly. I honestly think a visit from the supreme leader of Iran would be more popular at the moment.
Oh, no.
I swear to God, the Ayatollah would smash it in Sydney, right? And he's like, peace and love, you know. I'm the Ayatollah, let's do this. And they would be lining the streets compared to these two. Because I'll tell you for why. I've got so many Australian friends as well. And the Australians, they don't take any rubbish. They're the Australians are authentic and real.
Yeah.
I think it's an elite level country. I think it's an amazing country, and I just think they're particularly the Australians. They're not super politically correct. You know, they don't do BS really. No. It's not the way.
Yeah,
and it's refreshing, and therefore, funny enough, they thought that they could. I believe that they're treating Australia like this little municipality. I really do. I think it's patronising to say, "Oh, we're going to, you know, excite this little country, and sprinkle our stardust." And it hasn't happened. So, but really interesting, JJ, just to see if you look at the itinerary. What's the first thing they do? Children's hospital. Then there's the sporting event, the football, and then there's the military honours and the laying the wreath. So we're front loading it with philanthropy and we're good people. At which point, by the way, minutes after landing, the dress that Meghan is wearing goes online to her new AI project called One Off, which is they're calling it the Spotify of fashion, which is a bit unfortunate because they don't have the best relationship with Spotify, who called them a pair of grifters. It's not ideal. So Meghan is like, "Oh, I'm really worried about these children in the cancer hospital. Buy my dress." And it's just, I mean, it's wild, isn't it? So the messaging's not great. The Australian people aren't happy. And then their public utterances. I mean, I think Harry's having a full nervous breakdown. I think the guy's a complete emotional mess because he makes a speech about mental well-being, which, by the way, is like taking financial tips from Bernard Madoff, isn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, would you listen to Prince Harry when it comes to like mental well-being?
Well, he's struggled, hasn't he, with his mental health? So he probably knows some coping mechanisms.
Well, and what does he do? He attacks his father.
Did he attack his dad, though? He said, I see parenting evolving all the time. From my perspective, our kids are our upgrades. Your boys will be an upgrade. You're a great father.
No.
And you're... No, I'm a terrible father.
Well, no, my kids are terrible people. They're not... they just don't pop. Do you know what I mean?
Your kids...
You don't
your
choose
boys,
your offspring, unfortunately.
Your boys will be better versions of you and your missus. That's what you'd hope.
Well,
you'd hope you're raising something
JJ,
that is better than
the thing
yourself.
about you, right? You're actually such a nice man. You're far too good for this world. And what you've done is you've swallowed Harry's propaganda. Hook, line, and sinker. You've been done up like a kipper. You are like a turkey that's got Bernard Matthews grinning at him. One for the teenagers. The bottom line is that you got to read the messaging here. This is a guy that's trying to rebuild his relationship with his father, and an implication has been allowed to be made following those remarks that his father was not that good at parenting him. And, you know, there were some other quotations from that particular session he had with Movember, which is, by the way, another charity that he's going to destroy. Because I love Movember, and I'm like, guys, I need to contact Movember head office. They're great lads. They've all got beards. And I'm going to say, listen, do not work with Harry, because Sentibale, African Parks, Invictus, don't be next. But anyway, no. So I think this is the issue: is that if you say that your parenting is hopefully an upgrade on how you were parenting, I mean, my mother is still alive. She wouldn't love to hear that. If I made a speech going, I will aim to be a better parent than my parents. I mean, let that.
I think that's okay.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's all right.
Well, I think it's throwing shade, and I think especially given the delicate nature of their relationship at the moment, I think what Harry needs to be doing is love bombing his father and just saying, my dad did a great job. He was actually a single parent after my mother died. He had to be the Prince of Wales. He was getting ready to be king, and he was in grief, and it wasn't easy, and he did his best. That's what you say. What you don't say is, I'll do a better job. But I mean, I take your point. I mean, in some ways, he's quite protected by the language he used.
Yeah.
Because it was not just. But the other issue you've got is that the background is that he has thrown shade on his father and his parenting style in the past. In the book Spare, talking about sort of a coldness, and also that anecdote about how, you know, Charles said to Diana, I've got my heir and got my spare now. So that's why this is sensitive, because the background is that he's criticised his father before, and this latest set of remarks doesn't exactly cover Charles in glory. This is an old man who hasn't seen his son for a while, has barely met his grandchildren, who's battling cancer. Yeah. So I think anything that could be seen as a slight is going to be really bad. And by the way, I think it puts paid to this great reunion between the two men. Harry set himself back another year there.
Well, Harry also complained about being a royal during this trip, and said that he never wanted to be a royal.
I mean, will the moaning ever stop, JJ? This pity party.
Not. No, I don't think it ever will. But is he moaning? Or is he just telling us his truth?
Of course he is. I mean, look at what many of our viewers to the Daily Expresso have been through in their lives. Is it bankruptcy, unemployment, family tragedy, grief, bereavement? Yeah. Oh, sickness. It's a huge one. And this is a guy in his early 40s with a few million quid in the bank. He lives in a gigantic mansion. It's like Crimea River.
Yeah.
You know, and the public outpouring of grief from Harry is unedifying. It's also not very royal, by the way, because it's very indiscreet. And I also don't think it's very good for his mental health. I think that he's so introspective now. I always say to people, you know, if you're struggling, reach out. There's always help. And that's important to say.
Yeah.
I think Harry's an example of someone that's had too much therapy. Yeah, I think he's been in California for a long time, where you're super encouraged to like talk about your feelings all the time and introspection. And all I think it's done is it's sort of fed into his ego and his narcissism and this victim mentality, which Tom Bauer told me on my TalkTV show. That victim mentality that we're seeing in Australia was engineered by Meghan pre-Megxit. And he says that was the mechanism by which she got him out of the royal family, is to tell him he was a victim, to tell him that the country is horrible, to tell him that the family are wicked.
Well, once again, we're blaming Meghan for Harry's shortcomings.
Well, what's happened is that if only Harry had a bit of something about him, a backbone, then, because the truth about Meghan is that there are always Meghans in the world. And we work alongside the odd Meghan or two.
Yeah,
right?
tell me about it.
I mean, James Walker,
the
executive producer of the show,
Yeah,
the man who creams off all the cash, by the way. I mean, you and I are on minimum wage.
Yeah, I can barely afford the water in my glass.
Yeah,
mate.
he's like, you should see my new BMW. I'm like, I know who paid for that. And it was our genius and our electric chemistry.
Indeed. God, we're on fire today.
But the bottom line is no. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I'm very amused. I'm amused by the whole thing. Oh, also a quick word on the cancer hospital.
Go on. Go on.
I mean, is that appropriate for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to sort of pitch up at a children's hospital and pose for selfies with little kids who are battling for their lives? And, grief-ridden parents who are just barely able to sleep thinking about their kids, and then the Duke and Duchess of double standards turn up. I mean, I think it's outrageous. I think they're using and also the point about the Children's Hospital is all of that is royal imaging, isn't it? Because that's the sort of thing that would happen on a royal tour.
Yeah.
And I would say that at an Australian Children's Hospital, if the King of the United Kingdom turns up, that's a lovely moment. Because in Australia, let's not forget, Charles is the head of state. So you say to little Johnny, hey, Johnny, the monarch is coming. But, two celebrities who have left the royal family, who live in California, they're coming along, So I don't know, what did you think of that?
Well, I presume that they asked the parents first and said to the parents,
that's a big presumption.
It's a big presumption, but you can't just have randomers walk around a kid's hospital. They must have asked the parents first, or notified the parents. Listen, we got two massive celebrities coming in today to see your sick kid. Sign this paper. Job's a good one. G'day, mate. But it did very much look like a royal visit. And all we keep hearing is that this is not a royal visit because these are not royals.
Well, I think they're a pair of ghouls. I think if you pitch up at a children's hospital for a photo op, you're a ghoul. Because if Harry and Meghan go and appear at a charity event, that's fine. Lots of celebrities do that. And if Harry turns up to a sporting event, well, he loves his sport, so no problem. And also the military stuff, again, no problem. Sick children? You're using sick children for a photo op to show that you're a good person? That is the first event on the tour? I mean, I say that with a heavy heart, and I hesitate to say it, but it just strikes me as wrong.
Now you've said it like that, now it feels wrong.
Well, when she wears a dress to the hospital and then it's available online hours later.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought it because it's a nice dress. I'm really lucky. I have a good body. I do.
You have tiny little hips.
Yeah, basically, I have the body of a supermodel.
Well, I mean, look, we know they're going there to make money.
Am I being too harsh?
I think so. But let us know in the comments. Do you think Mark's being too harsh?
I think I've crossed the line
Meghan
today.
and Harry? I don't think you've crossed the line.
I think I'm now the biggest troll. Just above Meghan. Maybe Meghan and I should... It'd be great to get Meghan on the show. And you and I could just...
Wonderful.
Wouldn't that be the interview to end all of it? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I don't think she'd survive. I think she'd disappear into a cloud of smoke.
We couldn't afford her anyway, mate. I'm not paying £4,000 to have her for half an hour.
Oh, by the way, that's the other thing. She's not sold out her yoga weekend.
No.
Nope. It's not. And there's only like 300 tickets.
Yeah.
Couldn't shift 300 tickets.
Flipping heck. That is mad, actually. That is actually mad and very telling then. But they've made some money. Like, regardless of how much it sells.
They'll make a few quid.
She's getting paid regardless.
Maybe I can offer a note of conciliation towards Megs, which is I will say that the woman's relentless. And she's a headline-making machine. And actually being, according to her, the most troll person in the world, it is quite a flex. She's a global figure. And she's got get up and go. I mean, she's notorious from anecdotes from the so-called Sussex Survivors Squad, which is what the people who used to work for the Sussexes call themselves. But she's on the email at 4 a.m. So if you want to offer a contrast between Meghan and Harry, she's definitely got drive. And I believe, and I've always thought this, she has a superpower. It's not her acting talent, most definitely. It's not her cooking. It's not her TV hosting. She's incredibly good at getting what she wants.
Hard worker.
Yes. And Harry he's a rank amateur next to her. And I think for the rest of her life, she'll be launching projects, she'll be making noise. And so maybe that's the kind of landing point here, to not be so harsh on Meghan, is to say that I'm not a fan of what she does. I think it's double standards. But hey, she's got something about her. You know, she's a remarkable phenomenon.
I think the difference between the two of them is that she has come from a very normal background, single mom household, essentially once dad had left, and she's had to go into an industry like acting and modelling where you're fighting every day to get a job.
Correct.
If you don't work, you don't get paid. Harry has never had to strive for anything in his life.
I think you're right, and you strike an interesting contrast there, and I would be curious if it's a tension in their marriage that she is so striving and that she's doing all the heavy lifting, and Harry's sat there he loves, I don't know if you know about this, he loves the Wendy burger. He's obsessed with Wendy's.
Wendy's, really?
Yeah, because the Baconator is the kicker for him, because
the Baconator.
Yeah. It's a regular burger, and it's got bacon in it. It's just... it's absolute French kiss. But so he sits there, chowing down Wendy's all day, watching Netflix, and I would imagine, I'm curious if there's a little tension there, although there's a flip side to that, because I don't know. The other part of me thinks that maybe Meghan likes the fact that she's sort of the breadwinner because it gives her control.
Okay. Well, Marky Mark, that you'd be interested to know that the Baconator, whilst amazing, is about 2,000 calories. So, fatso Harry.
Oh my God, I feel fat just thinking about the Baconator. I won't be able to squeeze into that dress later.
You'll find a way. You'll find a way. Marky Mark, thank you very much.
Great to see you.
You too. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, hit that hype button. Bye bye.